Hi, I just want to show a couple tips here that I've discovered that I think you may enjoy. I'm going to go into my SAM container out of Blackboard, of course. And what I'm going to do is come here and I'm going to only show the readings and the training. But I want to explain a little bit about how this training works. Training can seem like a bit of a torture session, but it's really pretty cool. I'm going to go into the Discovering Computers Chapter 1 training. And we see all of these different possibilities. The student will automatically jump into the launch all. And I got to admit that this is kind of, this would be very tedious. If you had to, if you had to listen to and watch every single one of these, you would not be a happy camper. So what I want you all to realize that there is what's called a task list here. And so your students, all our students are going to come in with a huge variety of backgrounds, but most of them probably know how to use a keyboard. Most of them probably have some idea of application software. So they may bounce through this and say, I would like to know more about social networks, or I would like to know more about system software. Basically, the student can choose what they want. And then let me show you how this works. So they pick social networks. It's going to start talking. Sorry, I bring my microphone down a little bit. Let's just bring that speakers down a little bit. Okay, so they can observe, and that's maybe interesting. So they can observe what it is they want. Of course, hopefully they've done their readings first. But the trick to success with this for the student who says, I want to just get what I need to get, they can quickly go to the apply button. And this is where they see it's kind of like magic. This is a lot of where the test questions will come from. So the student can say, this is an example of a professional networking site where you keep in touch with business contacts. That might be LinkedIn. Yay, I'm right. So this one may or may not be that one. Oh, it just happened to be. These are photo sharing. This one, I'll pick a wrong one. This one. And it says I'm wrong. So you can try this as many times as they want until they get them right. And this is where they're going to be applying what they would have learned through observing or reading or class lecture or general knowledge they already have. So the students can come right here and they're going to be engaged and they're going to be spending their time in a worthwhile manner. Again, you do not need to step through all 9 of these in one chapter. Let's hope that makes sense. It's kind of the same for the, let's jump into, for instance, the Microsoft, one of the Microsoft trainings. Okay, I've got access and all this. In page 2, I have Word. Let's jump right into Word Chapter 1 training. So I will go here to the little preview. Again, we see all the different possibilities. We can go through all of 25. Theirs just jumps to the launch all. They go right into this. So if a student had some background in Word and they come here and they think, oh my gosh, I've got to go through everything, single thing, observe, practice, apply. They don't have to do that. So most of our students know some of this stuff already. The key to success is show the task list. They say, maybe I don't know how to modify document properties, or maybe they want to do that one. But they probably know how to do a new blank document, or maybe repeat, or insert, or text, or move text. They can scroll up and down and say, what do I want training on? Again, training is not graded other than Excel 4, 5, and 6, where there is no tutorial project. They may say, oh, I want help on a page border, or I want to know how to apply a picture effect. So they click on the trainings that they want. Now, if it was me, again, there's 3 options: observe, practice, and apply. I'm just going to click observe. Sorry about that volume. I'm bringing the volume down a little bit. So it walks them through how to do this. So you can see how this works. Now for me, that's the way I would use training. Again, training is not graded, so I would scroll through the task list, find the things that I want training on. Personally, I would just observe the training. Most of us are pretty quick learners, and that's all I need. Now I know how to go on and move on and do my project. So I hope you're going to see out of this that training is much more of a feature of this software. It should not be a torture session. Because it can look like that. I know if you had to walk through every single thing, that would be a lot of work. So the ones that want to do it can, the other ones don't. Now let me show you one more thing. So I'm going to jump right into the book itself. So here's the readings. This is the book for everything except for Advanced Excel and Access. It's just the introductory. preview that. So I'm going to go into Word Chapter 1. That's our first week's tasks. And this is the whole book. You can scroll all the way up and down. I'm going to go into Word Chapter 1. And so I have a great student who sits in the back of the room in the corner, and he was saying, oh man, he's about 40 years old. Let's just call him Billy. He says, man, I don't want to be taught by a robot. What's wrong with just books and teaching and teachers and stuff? I said, you know what? I actually show a video the very first week, the #1 most watched TED Talks video. It's about how education is killing creativity. It's a wonderful video to watch. So I tell my students I want them to be creative. Well, down here they can scroll through the whole chapter, learning what they want to learn in the chapter. Some know some don't. But let's say a guy says, I'm just sick of following step-by-step instructions. I say, you know what, you may be a little like me. I don't like doing that either. So I have them do one or the other. They have to do either the tutorial project or they have to do the SAM project. But and most of them will. But here's a guy who says, I want to be a little more creative. I say, okay, go to the end of the chapter, go to the Your Turn. And what they'll do is, this will say, okay, if the guy wants to create a photography club flyer, or if he wants to create a hot air balloon rides flyer, or the water park, I say, Billy, do that instead. So, in each class, if I say that, who knows how many? 5 or 10 may do that. Wonderful. Print that out, give it to me. I'll put a score on it, and I will just simply manually put that in the Blackboard gradebook. It takes me a matter of minutes, keeps my students happy. It lets them, if they really have a flyer to do in their life, let them do a flyer. I don't really care. I want them to learn the concepts. I want to track that they're keeping progress. And so those are just 2 tips I have. One, the training is a feature, not a torture device. And if a student wants to be a little more creative, and you want to be a little more creative as an instructor, the tools are there for you as well. Okay, that's all I have for that. Hopefully that makes this a little more sense as we're all learning more and more about this.